Hi everyone, it's Kimberly from Kimberly's Fabric Stash, and it's another Friday here that the week has screamed by, so let's get started for Fabric Bundle Friday. Today we are going to discuss the top 3 things that you need for foundation paper piecing. And before we get started, I'm going to just give a little brief intro of who I am for those of you that haven't joined us before. My name is Kimberly Chafee, and I am living here in Sarver, Pennsylvania, just north of Pittsburgh. And I have run a quilt shop for the last 10 years, quilt shop owner. And over those last 10 years, we have gone from a brick and mortar to strictly online. And once in a while, we try to put out videos, and we're trying to do that a lot more to help you do better quilting things. Hi, Amy. Glad you can join me today. If you could give me a thumbs up and let me know that you can hear me, I'd really appreciate that. And so basically, that's who I am. And if you have lived in my area, you've been to my shop several years, and like I said, now we're strictly online. So today we are going to have a lot to go over. We had a really great week, and we have a couple great blessings. Our friend Paula is recovering, so we're really excited about that. She's doing really well. So prayers help, and if you are on our newsletter, you'll see that we have a weekly prayer corner on my newsletter. I'm a strong believer in faith in God, and believe that prayer is absolutely essential to helping people. And if you don't get my newsletter, you can head over to my website. There's a link on the Facebook page here, and right at the top you'll see a newsletter sign up. And if you go ahead and sign up for that, you'll start getting our newsletter each week. We usually publish Wednesday or Thursday, and we always have a little bit of tips and usually a very good recipe and upcoming events and all those kinds of things. So one thing I wanted to mention is that April 29th, if you read this week's newsletter, you'll know that I am going to have a speaking engagement down at our local museum here in Allison Park. It's called the Depreciation Lands Museum, and basically it is a colonial time period town that existed here just north of Pittsburgh. And I like to play dress up, and each Sunday during the summer we volunteer down there, and my son and I actually go together, and they've asked me to do a quilt history presentation. So if you're a member of the museum, the ticket is, I believe, $5. If you're a non-member, it's an $8 ticket. But that evening, April 29th at 7 p.m., I will be giving a lecture on quilting history, especially in the colonial time period, and we'll dabble into a little bit of Civil War, but not too much. My focus is pre-Civil War. So if you would like to do come see me, which I would love to see you, I will put a link in my Facebook page here after this video to the museum. You can get tickets, but get them early. It's limited seating. Apparently there's only enough room for 45 people, and guess what? There will be cake. And those of you that used to come to my shop, you know that every time we did a fun event, we had cake. Because why? Because ladies like cake. And so we will definitely have cake that evening. And I really hope you can come out and join us. And oh, Pam, that would be fantastic. Thank you for joining me today. I would love to see you as well at our little lecture. So that's an event that's coming up, and I'll be announcing that over the next couple of weeks to remind people. But it should be a lot of fun. So hi, Jenny. Glad you could join me today. Thank you so much. It's so great to have familiar faces joining us this afternoon. So one of the other things that we're going to talk about, I have a list here because, good noise, I need to keep myself on track here. So one of the great things that I mentioned a couple weeks ago was this book called The Big Book of Little Quilts. And this has like 51 projects. And so I actually did one this week because I can't be promoting a book without actually doing something from it. And Hi, Bunny. I miss seeing you as well. But thank you for joining me today on Facebook. So it's great to have so many people joining us, and we just love that we have a great community here. So one of the things I did is this, and this is a paper foundation piecing, and I will pull this back. I have it mounted on my Ackfeld stand. It's a 12-inch block, and it is out of the book. And like I just said, it is a paper foundation piecing pattern. And one of the things I wanted to show you is, now this is not, it was not difficult. The instructions are well written. And so here is a picture of it from the book. So if you have the book, it is right there. Okay, now notice my stand doesn't have a header. There's a story to that. I'm getting a header for my stand. So, but when you are doing foundation paper piecing, I believe there are 3 essential tools that you should have to successfully get this done. And if you don't know how to foundation paper piece, there is a good tutorial on the Martingale website. Martingale is the book publisher. And then, of course, if I can get it together, I will try and do a YouTube video. I did launch a YouTube video this past week on machine quilting on your embroidery machine. So if you hop over to my YouTube page, that just was uploaded Wednesday of this week. And if you have an embroidery machine, there is a short tutorial on how to do some machine quilting with your embroidery machine. So 3 essential tools for foundation paper piecing successfully. So my go-to favorite is the add a quarter ruler, and I'm going to hold this up. This is a 12-inch ruler that has this edge on it. Here, let me try and point to it. This edge here, it rises. And if you've ever foundation paper piece and you're using the foundation papers, of course, this is a part of the process where you need to trim away a 1/4 inch seam to put down your other pieces of fabric. So the add a quarter ruler is something that I really like. It keeps my my 1/4 inch cuts even and appropriate, because that way I'm not cutting too much, and that's also one of those things where I don't leave too much behind. So it's an add a quarter ruler. I will put a link to this as well. If you have one and you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you've never used it, give me a wow button, because you haven't used one of these and they're really great tools. So definitely comment if you have an add a quarter or you would really like to try one. So this is the add a quarter. So that's our number 1 thing that we should have. Well, to make our foundation paper piecing more successful. Number 2, this one's a simple one, and most of us have these around our house. This is just a piece of cardboard, and it's very, very thin. Or an index card. A lot of us use an index card, but you need this thin paper or cardboard because when you're foundation piecing, there is a point in the process where you are folding back the paper, and this helps you get a good crease, and then you use your ruler up against it to trim. And I know this might sound like a little foreign to you, but if you watch a video on foundation paper piecing, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So real simple one. Number 2 is an index card or a very thin piece of cardboard. That's our number 2. Okay, now the most important thing is a good foundation paper. Now, some people use regular copy paper. I personally find copy paper to be too thick and have trouble tearing it away, because when you're done, you're supposed to tear all this out, right? So what are our options here? Well, I am a huge fan of EQ printables, and I use them. I showed you a couple weeks ago for our Heart Valentine pillow, the EQ printables that you can use to transfer photos onto a high quality fabric. And if you're doing a photo quilt or you're doing clip art and you want to put it onto like a pillow, EQ printables is like a really great company. Well, they also make foundation sheets for paper piecing. And why do we love them? Well, the best part about their foundation sheets is they can go through a regular inkjet printer, and the sheets are super thin. So they're stable, but they're very thin. So I'm not going to be fighting with pulling away paper when I'm all done. And I have the ability to just have the pattern right on the sheet. So I'm going to just cut this out, and I'm ready to start paper piecing at this point. So that is my one company that I really like for foundation paper. And if you have a foundation paper that you really like, comment, because I would love to know what you're using, because I'd like to try it. And then we could review that and share that with other people that are foundation paper piecing. The other product that I really like is the wash away foundation paper, because again, this is also something that you can put through your inkjet printer. It'll print out the pattern, and then in this case you can actually take a wet cloth and the paper will just dissolve. So you have the benefit of not having to sit there and rip all the papers and risk pulling apart your seams. So that's our number 3 go-to item for foundation paper piecing. And again, if you have something you like better, or you have another suggestion, comment below, because that helps everybody become better and have a great experience when they're doing different types of paper piecing. So let me show you the sample that I made one more time, and hopefully you are inspired. And let's talk about the fabrics that I used in this. So again, this is our pattern from the book, and it's a 12-inch block. I really like it because it has sunshine radiating out. And today in Pittsburgh, it's actually a sunny day. So go figure, we're supposed to have a great weekend. And for our fabrics, I used the Tonga batiks from Timeless Treasures. If you are a batik fan, foundation paper piecing is a lot of fun. And let me tell you why. There's no wrong side of the fabric with batiks. So when you are working with the batik and you're cutting out your little squares and you have to lay them down, you don't have a right and wrong to flip these by accident. So when you're putting it down, it really doesn't matter which side of the batik you're using, because they're both the same. So you can kind of get away with like little errors. But the Timeless Treasures Tonga batiks were absolutely fabulous to work with. That is a pack of 10-inch squares. And if you go online, you can find them. I typically don't carry batiks, but in this case, I actually had a packet for another project I was using, and that 12-inch block took hardly any fabric. So if you have some batiks lying around and you're trying to figure out what to do with them, that is a fun little block to make. It went together really quickly, and it was not too tedious for maybe an intermediate who may be an advanced beginner. So if you want to try it, you know, that would be a good block. You can also go online. There's a lot of free foundation paper piecing patterns. If you go over to Pinterest and you just type in different things, foundation paper piecing, you can get patterns. And a lot of times there's a free, we love Pinterest. There's a free pattern that you can print off and print it off onto your sheets, right? And then you can be paper piecing in no time. So we really like that. So that's our foundation paper piecing top 3 tools with a fabric recommendation and the paper recommendation. Okay, so we've talked about that. Now, last week, I did not have any fabric bundles. I know I was bad and it was a busy week, so no excuses. So this week I promised extra bundles. So let's get started looking at this week's bundles, and you give me a thumbs up for the things that you really like, okay? So one of the bundles that we're going to start with here is, these are a little different. These are our Kim Deal background fabrics. And now this one here on the end, you've probably, not this one, I'm backwards. Okay, this one you've probably seen before. It's a paisley with a small dot. Very lovely. Can be used in a lot of different backgrounds. I'm going to try and do that. Now, this is new. We had to get this in because we ran out of the other cream fabrics we had. So we got in new cream. And this one is a much loved pattern. You've probably seen it before, but it is timeless and a great, has a lot of swirls, movement in it. We really like that. This is actually from the Esther's Heirloom Quilting. I originally didn't have this, but when I went back to order more creams, because we just apparently love Kim Deal in this area, I found it. And so it was very exciting. And there's a blue in it and a green, and it's absolutely beautiful. So that's part of our bundle. And then this one has a little bit of a swirl with a little bit of a floral. So if you are a Kim Deal fan, this is a new bundle collection that I have in the shop. And I will put up the link when I'm done today, and it will take you over to that page, and you can go ahead and order this bundle. This is a half yard bundle. So you will get a 2.5 yards of fabric, and I think that you'd be very, very happy with this bundle. So that's bundle number 1. All right, so bundle number 2. Let me take the rubber band off here. Okay, so we have a following of people that like 1930s, and this is a new bundle collection that I've put together, and I'm going to go ahead and flip through. So I just want to give you a little preview here. These are all from Moda, and we really like Moda fabrics. If you've been with me a little while, you know that I like Moda. That is a Moda solid. And this is a good collection for if you are going to do something happy this spring, like a Dresden plate, or maybe you could do this as a log cabin. This is a very nice collection of 1930s fabrics right here. And of course, they're quilt shop quality, and we all know what that means. That means that our fabric is not going to, I love this one. This is like saying curtains to me all day long. What about you? Do you guys think curtains? I think curtains. I love to have this in my kitchen. But anyway, quilt shop quality means higher thread count, and it's kind of like going from like 250 thread count sheets to like 600 thread count sheets. We're talking like much better quality fabric than what you're going to find at your big box retail. And quality and the printing, the dyes, the straight of grain, all those things. Enough cannot be said about good quilt shop quality fabric, right? So give me a thumbs up if you agree to that, because we want our projects to come out and not be thread worn and like after 3 washes or shrinking, correct? Yes. So that is that bundle there. We have a little bit of this left in the shop. We had a big run on Patriotic last week. So this is another half-yard bundle, and I will flip through these because some of you have missed our Patriotic bundle before, and we are getting down to very little Patriotic. We're hoping to reorder here. I do know that I just put in an order for a few more bolts of Patriotic because we have a lot of Quilt of Valor quilters in our group that follow us, and we have these at a really good price to keep their costs down because we really appreciate what they're doing for the veterans and the active duty soldiers and all the military related personnel. So that is our Patriotic bundle. Okay, I'm going to show you another one. Okay, now this bundle here is available as 1 yard cuts, half yard cuts, and fat quarters. All right, so this is our big spring bundle. It's like that, and I will tell you now, a lot of these fabrics are gone. They flew out the door. So if you see something you like in this bundle, this is a Henry Glass Quilter's Flower. Can you see those cute little ribbons on there? Those are adorable. If you see something in this bundle, I would suggest taking advantage of that is a stripe, and go ahead and ordering that. These are all good blenders you can use in any type of spring quilt, or placemats, table runners, especially for upcoming Easter. If you guys do any kind of, this is a fun one. He's great. I love the bunny rabbit. And of course our chicks. So that is another bundle that we have. Now, if you read my blog this week, which I hope you all have, you will see that I got talking about St. Patrick's Day because that's right around the corner. So in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we did a green fat quarter bundle. Now, you may be wondering, why do I need green fat quarters? Well, because typically throughout the year, you run into projects where you need some green. Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, anything spring, typically you're going to need some type of green. So we did a fat quarter bundle to keep not a whole lot of green, but just enough to give you a very nice variety. So this is our green. Let me make sure I don't have this backwards here. This is our green fat quarter bundle, and I'm going to flip through these. Okay, and I did not get a chance to put this bundle up by times I went live this afternoon, but it will be live. This is a Riley Blake green. It's kind of a green. Well, it is green. It's called bottle green. But the bundle will be up on the website after the video. I'm going to shoot a picture of it and put it up, so it will be under our bundles. That's a Maywood green. So this is from a variety of vendors. So a couple of these are Maywood Studio, Riley Blake, Wilmington Prince, Moda. So all of these have been curated to give you a very nice variety of greens. And if you are low on greens, or you know a new quilter that is just getting started and they need some variety or some certain colors added to their collection, this is a peppered cotton. It's more of a woven green by Pepper Corey. It's very nice. So this is a very nice bundle to give as a gift this year. And that's a lot darker than the blue that it's coming out as. This is more of a pine green. But anyway, this is a Kelly Green Solid from Moda. This is a nice collection. There are 20 fat quarters in this collection. And again, if you are kind of low on greens, or if you're looking for to add to your arsenal of greens, or you know somebody who could benefit from green, now this is a green, then this is a great bundle. So lots of greens in this green bundle. And for St. Patrick's Day, if you do any kind of quilting for St. Patrick's Day or home decor, and you're Irish, and well, maybe if you're not even Irish and you just love leprechauns and shamrocks and all that kind of fun stuff, then I put up some projects this week. If you didn't check out the blog, there are several good free patterns I put over for table runners, 12-inch blocks for like a wall hanging, a block to go in the decorative Ackfeld stand, and one of our local quilters has a picture up on there. She made her own design, and it's at the very bottom of the blog. I put up her picture to show the design she created for St. Patrick's Day. So we were really happy to have somebody add to our blog this week with a picture and a look. Here's a good idea for those that might be sewing for St. Patrick's Day. And I also gave some fun facts about first time St. Patrick's Day parades and all those kinds of, what are your chances of finding a 4-leaf clover and all those kinds of fun things. So that's on the blog this week. Hi, Tammy. Thanks for joining me today. You're coming in, you just missed some of the bundles, but that's okay, because you can always go back and watch once I post this and see and catch yourself back up. So, but thank you for joining. So now I also this week on our Facebook page asked you guys what you thought of Rue 1800 by Three Sisters from Moda, and I got a lot of positive responses from that fabric line. Some people were like, it's a little too soft, and some people loved it. So guess what? We ordered it. So that will be arriving next week. I ordered it as in jelly rolls, charm packs, and then some yardage. So if you love that line, we'll be posting that out as soon as we get it in. You'll be able to see it. It'll go up on the Facebook page and then over on our website. So a beautiful fabric line. I think it's just absolutely a great beginning to spring. And there are some patterns out on Pinterest. If you look up Rue 1800, you can find some patterns to go with the fabric line if you need some ideas. So that's coming in the shop next week. And let's see. Oh, I promised a giveaway. If you read my newsletter this week, I said we're going to be doing a little giveaway for the next couple of weeks, all the way up to St. Patrick's Day. And so here's what we're giving away. And because this is one of those things that I just think it's fun. And if it's something that you would keep for yourself, that's great. And if you want to give it away, that's great too. But basically, I'm giving away this week a Dunwoven tea towel that has our Leprechaun's Pot of Gold stamped on it from what are those called? It's like a vinyl, but it's like shiny. So this is going to go out to one lucky person that is, now here's the kick, here's the catch. This is what you have to do. If you would like me to send this to you because you won, the only thing you have to do is share my live broadcast. So after I've posted this and it's all done, if you hit the share button and send it out to a friend of yours, then you're entered to more or less win the towel. And I will announce Monday who wins this great leprechaun. Now this is a Dunwoven tea towel, so this is a good quality tea towel. And it's happy. He's a happy leprechaun. He got some gold coins, and I think that'd be just fun to share with you. So if you share the video, you'll be entered to win. That's pretty simple. I don't know. I'm not asking for very much here. So just go ahead and share it. So let's see. I think that takes care of everything on my list. And if you have an idea of something you would like to see in one of my videos, please comment, send me an email at pitsewing@gmail.com. I will cover that subject to the best of my ability. If you have somebody you need prayer for, please send me an email. I just need their first name and the beginning initial of their last name, and we will definitely put them on the prayer list, because we know that people struggle and everybody can use some prayer. So I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I think I got it all. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day and a great weekend. And next week I will update you when our fabric comes in, and we'll send out another newsletter, and then we'll be back here again next Friday. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.